What up? Back with another reaction video, know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? How y'all doing? Talk out here. Man, I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy. I'm reacting to this video right now when many months ago, I think it was like what, 6 months ago, I made young Sudo reacts to No Jumper shows canceled. Now look what I'm reacting to right now. It's crazy how things just come to like a full circle, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Maybe I'm using that terminology wrong, but y'all hit that like button.
Earlier today, Adam22 announced that No Jumper is going broke. They're selling their facility, downsizing the company, and I'm a No Jumper employee. So a lot of you guys was asking me, Flacco, we need your take on this. So
yep,
I'm gonna try to make sense out of all of this for you guys.
Hold on, we'll run that back real quick. Make sure the quality is right.
Earlier today, Adam22 announced that No Jumper is going broke.
Right.
They're selling their facility, downsizing the company,
and you mean going broke? Y'all just spent $5 million on that warehouse. You know what I'm saying?
No Jumper employee. So a lot of
out in Los Angeles.
You guys was asking me, Flacco, we need your take on this. So
and shout out to all my supporters out there in LA. You feel me? Real talk. Got people, they ain't just grow up out there, but they moved from Louisiana all over. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Ended up in LA somehow. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make sense out of all of this for you guys. So let's get straight into the video.
Yep, so let's get straight into it.
There's something that I've been hiding from you guys. No Jumper
shout out
is going
Flacco
broke.
too. I ain't gonna lie, he be, you know what I'm saying? Been doing this thing for a minute now, real talk, ever since especially that indictment with the free everybody, but you know what I'm saying, with Brick Baby and everybody and Big U and them. Yeah, you been running it up. I ain't gonna lie, I see you doing your thing, man. I've been enjoying your content.
How could we be going broke? Well, let's start here. We expanded too much during COVID at just about the exact moment that our revenue streams all took a hit. We hired a whole bunch of editors and other employees, and we bought a huge office building that cost us almost $4 million, thinking that the growth that we were experiencing during the pandemic was going to continue. And unfortunately,
so that was just exaggeration.
This is the price of doing business. You're going to take risk and gamble, and some gambles don't work out. But when you look back, the gamble wasn't a dumb gamble. It was a gamble that actually made sense.
What they say, fam?
That did not happen.
This is the price of doing business. You're going to take risk and
during COVID at just about the exact moment that our revenue streams all took a hit. We hired a whole bunch of editors and other employees.
Yo, this guy is giving straight robot vibes. Like he's just sitting there reading something like it ain't into him. He's just programmed to say that, like, by the powers to be, I guess.
A huge office building that cost us almost $4 million, thinking that the growth that we were experiencing during the pandemic was going to continue. And unfortunately, that did not happen.
This is the price of doing business. You're going to take risk and gamble, and some gambles don't work out. But when you look back, the gamble wasn't a dumb gamble. It was a gamble that actually made sense. No Jumper was doing something that no other hip-hop adjacent channels were doing.
What were they doing?
Every show on the network was doing like 300 to 200,000 views.
Really?
Literally every show. This is at the end of the day.
What was I at? Because I ain't gonna lie, I caught some of the episodes, but didn't know they were going viral like this.
These are
not viral, but doing well like this.
No longer here, but you see their views, and it didn't just stop at the end of the day. If you take a look at the No Jumper show, the No Jumper show was also doing 300,000, 200,000 views. So when you get to a point where you have multiple shows, even your third ranked show, which was Disconnected with House Phone, Blasi, Yuri, that was doing over 200,000 views as well. During those times, shows
we gotta see some proof. I ain't gonna lie, like, you know what I'm saying?
That got canceled were shows that did under 100,000. So you could see where the expectation was and how great them times were. So when you have multiple shows,
they're talking about what I was talking about with the thing got canceled. You know what I'm saying? Talking about shows that were doing under, like, so you talking Break Baby show. You talking of many shows that
200, 300,000 views per episode. You have the clips. It makes sense why you would probably get a $5 million facility. It makes sense why you would probably want to expand as fast as No Jumper expand. Just like it'll also make sense that the views went down when the cast of 2 of the 3 most popular.
I thought that was a chain. I'm like, what kind of chain is that? That's his shirt.
shows.
Talk about dude in the middle. Y'all know what I
network
mean by dude in the middle.
when they all left No Jumper at the same time due to personal conflict.
We put in our resignation papers today. We put in our resignation papers today, man. It's a new day and age. Yeah, man, we left the fort, man. No more AD at No Jumper.
AD.
No more.
The way they announce it's funny
T-Rail
too.
at
You know
No
what I'm saying?
Jumper.
No more. No more.
The way they announce it too is like, no.
No more. Duno at No Jumper.
No more.
No more. Smack at No Jumper.
Bye.
We gone, man.
Hey.
Where y'all
Shame on
going?
you.
Goodbye.
We gone, man. We are gone. We out of here.
Shame on you.
Out of here, man. And me personally,
Crazy, right? All this shit. Told you, cuz.
me personally, I feel amazing, man.
Yes, sir, man. Clap it up for my boy,
Clap it up, man.
Yeah, no, clap it up for everybody in here,
up,
bro.
man.
Clap it up for you too, bro. And
Clap it up, man.
I gotta since he's here
Clap
too, I
it
gotta
up.
salute my brother T-Rail, bro.
Essentially,
Y'all
that
been
was the
trying to get
beginning
out there. Yeah, you know what people been saying about y'all, about Adam and them.
of where we're currently at,
So,
making the
yeah.
announcement that No Jumper is going broke. When you buy the $5 million facility, when you invest certain things into the facility, because the outpour of content is up here, because you have like multiple hosts of
Come on,
fans
they
care
for sure made their money back. I ain't gonna lie, real talk.
about. You have multiple shows that are hit shows.
And
You
then
have
some.
the news that's going live every day. You have something, that's producing high volume content that's
Okay.
producing really well. But once you take out all the hosts and you take out a huge chunk of the shows and you can't really produce that much content anymore, then you start to realize where the losses is coming in.
Our YouTube numbers, which had doubled or even tripled, gradually returned to normal. Our Snapchat and Facebook numbers, which had exploded during COVID, sometimes even hitting 6 figures a month, shrank by about 80% or more. Our Patreon, which was absolutely killing it for a year or two when we were doing uncensored, aka nude interviews with up-and-coming superstars like Kazumi and Sky Bree,
Did not know
fell
y'all
off
was
quite
doing
a bit
that.
with the launch of Plug
Interesting.
Talk and a decreased interest in seeing us interview stars. In addition to that, you might recall that the channel took quite a hit when approximately 8 of our hosts left the platform in March of 2023. Although we've definitely largely recovered and managed to build.
House phone.
In addition to that, you might recall that the channel took quite a hit when
What's that clip
approximately
when he
8
like,
of our
what'd you say about my mother? Oh, he's like, I paid for the funeral.
hosts left the platform
That's what Adam said to house phone.
in March of 2023.
In other words, you can't complain or you can't say nothing to me because I'll put, you know what I'm saying, pay for the funeral. And then house phone reply was, oh, I gave you the money. You know what I'm saying? Then poured a drink, threw a drink at him.
Took quite a hit when approximately 8 of our hosts left the platform in March of 2023. Although we've definitely largely recovered and managed to build up a very healthy roster of talent since then, that certainly took a toll on our business for a while as well.
The host leaving was a big deal, but it's the way they left that was a bigger deal. They left like it was tumultuous times, right? They were
It
sort
was
of pitting themselves
beneficial on
against No
both
Jumper.
ends. You know what I'm saying? Y'all made money, they made money from the controversy. So hindsight, you know what I'm saying? Like
Because
ain't
They left
really-
because AD
no-
felt like
ain't
he
no
was
regrets.
betrayed by Adam. AD felt like Adam, I guess, texting Lush and Josh that AD only has 4 jokes and he wanted to remove AD from off the show without talking to AD first. And then Lush essentially spilled the beans in the Discord and the fans knew about it before AD. So AD felt like, for the fans knowing that I'm being fired from this particular show before I knew I was being fired was wrong. So he left. So when he
chuckle.
left essentially on the terms of No Jumper.
Flacco, that's what we're doing. This video, we hoodied up, yeah. I may as well be hoodied up too, yeah. That's what we doing. All right, man. Cause it is cold. It's that season. I ain't gonna lie. It's been getting cold out here in Melbourne, man.
Did me wrong. So
Real
once you
talk.
leave on those terms, you know what that does? That forced the fans to say,
To say what?
you got to pick a side.
Yeah.
So you see No Jumper lost like 20,000+ subscribers within the first like week
Okay.
when the 8 hosts left. You seen views.
That's
tank.
regular.
You
Y'all
seen-
got millions of subscribers. That come with the game. When you got millions of subscribers, expect to lose Don't quote me with the fraction, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, a fraction of your
dislikes go up. So when they
of your
leave, a
subscribers.
lot of those fans
That
who left the
happens.
20,000,
Even me too. I gain subscribers and I lose subscribers. It happens.
those were very active watchers and subscribers. So once they leave, yes, some may come back, but some may never resubscribe. So you have to take that loss. And I feel like,
Facts.
yeah, the host leaving it is one thing, but how they left was the bigger story.
And me and Adam, we done bumped heads a million times.
Right.
But every time I'm saying, hey, bro, you my brother. I'm looking at it like a brother.
Right.
You my brother.
Bro, let me
If
let
you
him speak.
wrong, I'm gonna tell you wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. It's a revolving door. It's not one-sided. And a lot of times, like, I know for me personally, I know it just felt one-sided. It's like, yeah, you could tell us when we wrong, but when you wrong, it's like, oh, I ain't gotta say, no, it's not. I'm not. I'm like, bro, it don't work like that.
Depending on who you ask, though, there's different perspective.
It didn't seem one-sided, real talk, because how it looks on camera is, put it like this. What you see is what you get. So how they acting on camera, that's how they acting off camera too, for real. You know what I'm saying? So I'm knowing, yeah, there was some loyalty there. There was like, it was both-sided. Like, real talk.
I'm not. I'm like, bro, it don't work like that.
Depending on who you ask, though, there's different perspective. Adam would say that, the views were already heading back down to normal. So them leaving just at some point accelerated that. But No Jumper was never able to really go back to, the
What'd you say, Flacco?
already heading back down to normal. So them leaving just at some point accelerated that. But No Jumper was never able to really go back to, the pandemic viewership. They went back to normal numbers. And there was always waves. Like, I remember about like 10 months ago, Adam laid off a bunch of people. He ended the No Jumper News and essentially, got rid of about like 10 hosts who were doing the No Jumper News recurring and getting paid.
Anyway, Snapchat exclusive. I'm making some very big changes in terms of No Jumper. As of today, or as of tomorrow, the news.
No way you about to say what I think you about to say. Look even where he is while he's recording this video, like he's somewhere where at
No Jumper News.
somewhere where he's about to give like some real bad news.
I'm making some very big changes in terms of No Jumper. As of today, or as of tomorrow, the news, No Jumper News, it's over. The Monday show, the Wednesday show, and the Thursday show also are over. I've decided that I really want to focus No Jumper
On growing
so I
your
will
hair.
be continuing to do
He
the
wants
Tuesday.
to grow his hair. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to grow his hair, bro. He doesn't want to be on camera, man. He's really trying to grow his hair out, bro. He's been struggling. Been having hair, not having hair, and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel bad, man.
And the
being on
Thursday
camera.
show
It
also-
ain't chill, real talk. People be like, it's not you, it's me. This is literally one of them situations.
Are over. I've decided that I
They
really
wish
want
they
to
wish they could have
focus.
beautiful hair like
No
us.
Jumper.
Yeah, real talk.
So I will be continuing to do the Tuesday show with Lush and Brick Baby. I will continue to do as many.
Bro, you're a hater, bro.
Decided that I really want to focus.
You keep
No
like
Jumper.
trying to box in the circle and like, look, I do the same thing. So I'm being a hypocrite for sure. But I'm saying, like, can't do that. Can't do that. You know what I'm saying? There comes a time where you eventually gonna have to address that. You know what I'm saying? You really want peace. You really want to like grow old. You can't keep cutting everybody off real talk. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep the team. Real talk. The team gotta be the team. Real talk, bro. And just don't be thinking, oh, I can't cut one person, two people off. I'm gonna cut.
So I will
three,
be
I'm gonna cut
continuing to do the
whole
Tuesday
staff.
show
Don't
with
do
Lush and
that.
Brick Baby. I will continue to do as many interviews as possible. I'm going to have other people on the platform continuing to do interviews. Everybody from, Almighty, Sharp, Brick. I just talked to all these guys, Flacco. We're still going to work together on doing interviews and, doing like.
You talk to them or you explained what's going on? Because explaining what's going on and talking to people, that's two. Those are different things. When you explain to somebody what happened. Sorry, y'all. Excuse me for no, for bread. Speaking with a mouthful, I mean. But anyways, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Like
when you
repeat
doing
guest type interviews where I, have people on multiple.
When you doing that, yeah, I had to remember what I was trying to say. And when you doing that, explaining it to people, it's like you're causing confusion. For me, you're causing confusion, real talk, because you're making people think like, because you're human. Sometimes you'll think, oh, you want to do something like this, but we looking at you like, okay, you just on some like, you know what I mean? You gonna have to think about it. That ain't your final decision type thing. But when you get to talking on the phone, like I bet you was talking on the phone, like, oh, I maybe want to do this. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking of doing, like how you always talk. Oh, I'm thinking of doing this. I'm thinking of doing that. And then everybody else, no one minded it until look at this.
Times to talk about different things that are going on in the news, everything like that.
The
but
convos that are happening behind the scenes is all happening in our face now. A lot of y'all think this right here is like random. This isn't random, bro. Real talk. This isn't random. Even before the folks got locked up, breaking them, like real talk, they was already plotting on, you know what I'm saying? Switch, watch what I say, but you know what I'm saying? It was already plotting on leveling up, I guess.
This decision has really been brought on primarily, I guess, as a business decision. And I say that to say...
Just this as I was saying, business. And what do you do with business? You plan, right? You don't just create. You plan ahead.
I've been talking to my business manager.
Why? Because we got overhead. And
a lot over the course of the past few weeks, taking a real deep dive into how the channel is doing.
If you've been paying attention, I guess like the news today don't really shock you because, you already know that this was coming based on, the layoffs from 10 months ago. Also, too, the challenges of laying off so many people is you produce less content, but, the bills are still the same. So produce less content, but the revenue, still has to be up there. And, the cheat code to producing more revenue is more content, but to produce more content, you need to hire more hosts. But you have to pay those hosts. So essentially, you have to find a balance to where you hire the right amount of hosts that can produce, enough views with the content they're putting out to bring in the revenue needed, right? And so far, it looks like Adam hasn't found that particular balance within itself, which is why the downsizing is currently going on. Now, another challenge is the no jumper Instagram.
All that stuff hurt the business, but we were still solidly profitable. That is, until the last few months, where we experienced two major L's that we never could have seen coming.
See that smile on his face? He's lying, bro. He's lying, bro.
All that stuff hurt the business, but we were still solidly profitable. That is, until the last few months, where we experienced two major L's that we never could have seen coming. First, we lost the No Jumper Instagram. After almost 10 years of building it up and essentially no strikes on our account, we got taken down one day and we still have absolutely no idea why. We've had no luck getting it back despite being in contact with what seems like every Instagram recovery guy on the face of the planet. We were bringing in a very solid amount of cash monthly that was keeping us afloat via selling sponsored posts on the account, and that mostly vanished overnight. And while we've been growing the new No Jumper LA account up ever since and managing to sell sponsored collab posts using my Instagram and the No Jumper LA account, DM or email if interested, we aren't making anywhere near as much from Instagram now. Side note, if you're a meta rep, please DM me. I would love to speak to anyone who could help with this.
The no jumper Instagram mystery is one of the biggest mysteries on the internet right now, bro. So
hate to say it, but I feel like y'all did that to yourselves. Like some of the stuff y'all was posting on Instagram, like that was reaching like the type of stuff you see on Twitter. You know what I mean? And Instagram is just not that platform where, you know what I mean, they're just gonna let you just keep getting paid. Discreetly, you know what I'm saying? And just keep moseying on. Well, maybe that's not the right word, but
no jumper got his Instagram taken away.
Continuing your escapade.
Now, I'm part of the social media team, so I can tell you, no jumper never had a strike. Things don't get taken down. We had no copyright violations. Nothing at all. Everything was still up and perfectly running fine. But then one day,
why you lying, bro? You guys have said you guys have gotten that before, strikes and stuff.
Things don't get taken down. We had no copyright violations. Nothing at all.
Why you lying, bro?
Social media team. So I can tell you, No Jumper never had a strike. Things don't get taken down. We had no copyright violations. Nothing at all. Everything was.
You mean to tell me you got 5 million subscribers and you don't have no copyright strikes? All them times y'all done been live. And copyright strike, believe me, is like one of the easiest things to get. You know what I'm saying? Oh, actually, nah. Now that I think about it, maybe not the copyright strike. The warning is the easiest thing to get. The warning, yep. They probably got the warning for sure.
Was still up and perfectly running fine. But then one day
You
the
get a warning
Instagram
and then
goes
boom,
away.
the warning goes away and shit. It's not like a copyright strike.
Now, there's a lot of things that could attribute to it, right? As you guys know, like the unlocked guy who was doing the Instagram recovery team.
Exactly. See, that's what I was thinking too. As soon as you said that name.
Into it,
let me let him speak.
He threatened to take away the Instagram, but then the feds picked him up. So we thought, the Instagram is good now, right? But no, it still got deleted. Now, here's the thing, though. Guy who was doing the Instagram recovery team, he did an interview on No Jumper. Him and Adam got into it. He threatened to take away the Instagram, but then the feds picked him up. So we thought, what
happened, Flacco?
Nothing at all. Everything was still up and perfectly running fine. But then one day the Instagram goes away. Now, there's a lot of things that could attribute to it, right? As you guys know, like the unlocked guy who was doing the Instagram recovery team, he did an interview on No Jumper. Him and Adam got into it. He threatened to take away the Instagram, but then the feds picked him up. So we thought, the Instagram is good now, right? But no, it still got deleted. Now, here's the thing, though. Usually you can just contact a meta rep and get the account back through one of these like recovery guys. But when you contact these guys, I'm talking about the dudes who are at the very top who get back everybody accounts. When you contact these guys, they say specifically, there's a note on this account that it can never be recovered. If I recover it, it's going to trigger something in the system to where a review is going to happen and they're going to know I did it. So I'm not trying to risk my job. I can't do it. So this is what we're dealing with here, bro. Like, this is this is insane. This is insane, bro. Somebody at the very top of Instagram went out of their way to say, hey, bro, there's a literal note on the account. This can never be recovered. This is permanently banned for life. We're trying to figure out who and what. It looks like No Jumper got some powerful enemies, bruh. But that Instagram money was different. No Jumper is charging like $1,500 per post, bruh. And you send about 4 promo posts a day on No Jumper. So that money was different. You take away that money, bruh, to a company, it's kind of crazy.
And second, in addition to that, we have been hit with a bullshit lawsuit from a former employee. Now, essentially everything in this lawsuit is completely fictional, and every lawyer that I've spoken to about it has described this as basically...
Well, you probably shouldn't be speaking about this case right now. Isn't it ongoing?
An extortion attempt.
Isn't it an open... what do you call it? Isn't it an open... Isn't it an open suit?
But it still cost us a ton of money already, and it's expected to cost us many hundreds of thousands of dollars to see this through to completion. It's insane to me that a person that we did so much for can just invent some grievances out of thin air and cost us this much money as a result. This person has literally lost every single friend that he used to have when he worked at No Jumper. His
sounds like you're talking about yourself, man.
Streaming career has completely tanked, and he even got kicked off the podcast that he left No Jumper to start, but somehow that's our reality, and we have to fight this rather than just give in to this piece of shit.
I'd heard of Google Ads, but I thought this would be too technical.
Yeah, right? It's because it's so easy. Yeah, sure. Blame him. Flacco, real talk. You gonna say something right now? You gotta say something like, bro, like, like blaming the guy ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was our responsibility. We should have been running up the bag. And You know what I mean? We should have just been, you know what I mean? No excuse, just run up the bag no matter what.
Jumper was this guy called Yuri. Now, this is like the betrayal of the century. This is like E2 Brute. Like this is some scandalous stuff. So Yuri was essentially
he
Adam's
did.
prototype.
I think I didn't even do the research on that. Yuri did sue him, man. That's tough. What
Right?
did
Somebody
do?
who Adam molded into a content creator who started off as somebody who was just hanging around the office, eventually got a job as an editor. And he sort of worked his way up and used No Jumper as kind of like a trampoline to get into his own thing. So Yuri left No Jumper initially. He left No Jumper because he did like a 30-day live stream, like a subathon, and he made like $20,000 to $30,000. So he thought he wanted to put more attention into his streams, right? He wanted to put more into his streams. So he left No Jumper for that reason. But then after he left No Jumper, I guess things didn't work out. So he decided he wanted to sue No Jumper. Now, him and his girlfriend both worked at No Jumper around the same time, but he left before her. But eventually she got fired, you know, because again, the layoffs, too many employees. Once they both got fired now, you know, they decided they wanted to sue No Jumper for whatever reason. Yuri would claim that he quit No Jumper because he could no longer tolerate the harassment, discrimination, and retaliation. It feels like a money grab, and honestly, why I can't respect it. Again, he's not suing me. Right? I'm not in that lawsuit because I avoided everybody, bro. Yo, when him and his girlfriend was working there, bro, if I'm in the room with other people and she's there and they left, I'm leaving the room too. I'm not staying in no room alone with a woman in this industry, bro. Not happening. I'm protecting myself. Feel me? But it's not just her because she's always been kind. It was with all women. So I protected myself. So I'm not in this lawsuit, right? I'll make sure to have very limited interaction with most people, right? So I'm not here. But this to me is a money grab. They probably won't win anything, you know, but having to spend money on lawyers and drag this out is not something you really want to do in this climate, right?
Not only that, but you also don't want to be like publicizing this too, publicizing you being broke and having to go through this just to fight a suit, because then now more people are gonna come after you and try to sue you because they see what it can do to you and to your business. But I bet y'all didn't think of that.
Especially when the business is not the most profitable at the moment. But No Jumper has also, admitted they also have had to deal with other lawsuits in the past. When they did indeed have the Instagram, and they will repost certain things, ambulance chasers will claim that this was their content. They want to sue No Jumper for reposting it. It was just a whole mess, all right? So right now, I don't feel like No Jumper is currently in a bad space. I feel like downsizing the office would definitely help. Downsizing the cast, right? Keeping, a core group, producing the content.
Come on, now y'all are like going backwards for real. You don't go backwards in life. You don't. Damn, 2025, yeah. You don't go backwards in life, man. You don't try to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't try to make that make sense.
A lot of people talk about, oh my God, the hosts are going to have to file for unemployment. Listen here, bro. All right, listen here, bro.
Acceptable to
okay,
do that, man. To try to go backwards, try to.
I don't feel like any No Jumper host,
like,
all right,
that, like,
bro. Most of the hosts who are currently on No Jumper, like they have a lot going on outside of No Jumper. Like, these aren't people who, they pay their rent going on outside of No Jumper. Like, these aren't people who, they pay their rent off of No Jumper checks. You feel me, right? Like, no, right? Like, these people have their own thing going on, their own businesses, their own everything. So for those people, they not really relying on No Jumper checks to pay their bills, right? So I don't feel like this will really affect any of the employees y'all know, right? Like myself, Suspect, Lush, like this ain't really, affecting us
it will affect
at
y'all.
all, to be honest. Bro,
it's because it's affecting y'all image, you know what I'm saying?
Feel me?
It's attached to y'all. When people hear No Jumper, they think of y'all.
For free if I was, you feel me, right? Like, I would do it for free.
See how you
right?
making it about money now?
That's how
much like, people are gonna come for you.
Right, bro?
They're gonna come for you for this.
I was doing, bro, I moved to LA to do No Jumper for free, right? I literally moved here to do No Jumper for free. And then I was offered a contract when I was at my lowest, and No Jumper gave me something that was really
It don't
great.
matter. You're a different person now, bro. People always try to act like they can go back to like how they used to be. No, man.
With the company, and
You
now
can't
I'm
go back to how you
currently
used
in
to
a
be.
position where I employ other people myself.
You
So
can't, man. You think you
man,
can
you know,
until you
this
do
really
it. You
don't
end up
really
being like, nah, this ain't for me, man. I'd rather just go grind on my own. I'd rather go do this and that. Because now that I'm like
change anything.
big flocker now, big whatever.
We'll
you call
still be
yourself.
there. I'll still be there. You feel me? Rather it's I'm being paid $500K a year or I'm being paid $0 a year. You feel me? I'm here. You feel me? You know, those my guys I'm rocking out, man. But
Nah,
y'all let me know
playing,
in the
man.
comment section, what do you guys think about this, all right?
You playing,
How do you
man.
guys think No Jumper got here, okay? And are you guys buying
Just
the
ain't
reasons
been
why? Let me
tested
know,
yet,
okay?
like,
And if you're
proper,
still watching,
you
man,
know
click
what I'm
on this
saying?
video here.
Just ain't been tested proper. In fact, you really enjoying what's going on now because you could still run up your bag, still make your videos talking about the situation as it's going on. So it's a W for you either way. Y'all enjoyed this video? Hit that like button. I want to see more. Comment what you want to see. Feel me? Let me know where you watching from too, real talk. I want to see where my audience is at. Real talk, where my people's at, which country you watching from, what city you watching from. Let me know.